Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report. And so there is very serious frontline changes over the past 24 hours, and a lot of changes, and everything is red. So pro-Ukrainians, close your eyes. No, it's bad, very bad. So we're gonna start off with frontline changeover. Okay, just go through what there are. There's frontline changeover: Staricia, Pishane, Andrievka, Novo Alexandrivka, Luzovatsky, Progress, Krasnohorivka, Georgievka, and the region of Poyeda, which is basically just next to Georgievka. So we're gonna go on start with Staricia over at the Kharkiv front. Russian forces is geolocated over on the western part of Staricia, confirming Russian presence in this region, and which invalidates Ukrainian claims that the Russians are not in this region. This also does put into question where the Russians may actually be in the rest of this main street of Staricia. Of course, we already have confirmed previously based on geolocation, Ukrainians are here because there was a strike. There was an artillery strike there, or sorry, airstrike over there. So, but the rest of Staricia might actually be under Russian control. So we shall continue to monitor and see how this develop. So after Staricia, the next frontline change is over at Pischani. So Pischani is over at the Kupiansk front. So Kupiansk is over here, and there is this serious frontline change. So based on geolocation, Russian forces actually raised the flag on the Great Patriotic War Monument over in the middle of Pischani. The soldiers look very relaxed in the video, and based on Ukrainian mapping, they have confirmed that the Russian forces have actually taken all this region, probably in reaction to this mapping, this geolocation situation. So based on Ryba, pro-Russian source has declared Prishani captured. We cannot confirm this just yet, just based on this geolocation, and the Ukrainians have not acknowledged this, but there is a high chance that the Russians has indeed captured the entire of the settlement. I believe we will have the confirmation of the capture within the next 2 days, and but this is some very serious development, and the fall of Pishane would be disastrous if the Russians have this massive salient, and they would be able to attack into Kolesnivka and actually go down to the crossing over Senkove, and this will mess up Ukrainian logistics. So anyway, this is the frontline change over at Pishane. The next frontline change is over at Andrievka. South of this position in the Svatove front, Russian forces have went down these two tree lines and have captured significant ground around here, and they would be able to attack into Andrievka in the next move, or cut off the road in this way. And with Andrievka, they would be able to cross the river at Zerebets and would able to attack into the western half of the Zerebets River, the western shores. So we shall see how this develop. I think strategically speaking, Andrievka is still very far. So let's see how this develop. The next frontline change after Andrievka is over at Novo Alexandrivka, over at the Adievka front. So there is a geolocation of Russian forces on this north of the tree line, and so this with the developments of the Russian forces in the other regions, I mapped it as confirmed that the Russian forces have taken the entire tree line over here. I don't think the Ukrainian forces would be there because it's just impossible to reinforce and resupply troops stationed here. So I think it's under Russian control. So, and south of Novo Alexandrivka, some serious development as well. So the Russian forces have captured Luzovatsky as well as Progress. So based on the latest mapping from the Ukrainian side, the Russian forces have captured both settlements. Russian forces captured the southern half of the Luzovatsky, and at Progress in the north, there is some Russian development, which means that Ukrainian forces, if they are here, are now encircled. But unlikely. I think the Ukrainian forces have already withdrawn from this area here, because they have already abandoned Luzovatsky and Progress. Russian forces have also captured the entire of Progress, and this are confirmed capture because this is all considered by the Ukrainian mapping. So I think the battle is going to go next to Voshev, and from this area, Russian forces are going to close up the gap, this entire encirclement, and then they would be able to push towards Lishishne. So let's see how this develop. I think this is a very significant development, and this is one of the more heavily, it's supposed to hold, it didn't hold. So yeah, that's gonna be a bummer for the Ukrainians. Anyway, and everything else here, there's one straight line all the way with very little mapped of defenses, and they will be able to hit all the way to Rhinograd, and then hit to Pokrov, and that will be a major strategic disaster for the Ukrainians. So after the progress at Lozovatsky at the Avdiivka front, the next frontline change is over at the Battle of Krasnohorivka. Finally, we have some updates at Battle of Krasnohorivka, and as I mentioned before, the updates will drop, and when they drop, it will be massive. And indeed, this has been the case based on Ukrainian mapping. So I just want to talk about the confirmed Russian forces have made some progress along here, and they have captured basically half of the entire northern district of the Krasnohorivka. So Russian forces confirmed to have captured the school or the hospital over there, the entire district around here, the southern half of the Central Park, and the entire southern half of this northwestern district. But there is a geolocation of Russian forces over here where the armor is shooting through the residential buildings, which means that the Russians have already developed a presence in the north, or at least they are able to travel through there unimpeded. Based on Russian mapping, they have claimed to have expanded their control from this northwestern advance, and then they have basically conquered the entire of the Central Park, as well as the entire northeastern residential region. So the Battle of Krasnohorivka is now reaching its climax. I think the Ukrainians are going to struggle to hold the lines around here. So I think the city proper is going to be captured by the Russian forces very soon, probably within 2 weeks. I think of course I'm not going to say a few days, because Russian forces can take their own sweet time. So I think 2 weeks might be the case. However, Krasnohorivka have this outer satellite, this region here. I'm not sure if there's another name for this this entire chain or settlements. I will check it with the OpenStreetMap next time to see if this is a separate region, or is it still part of Krasnohorivka. So anyway, that's it from this area. And over at the Georgievka region, Russian forces geolocated over at this tree line where they are conducting an attack. And based on Russian mapping, they have declared that this entire area is now under Russian control, with the Russian forces expanding control south of Georgievka and just north of Bodyeda. So continue this slow crawl towards the Ukrainians' defenses. There is some heavy entrenchment mapped previously here, so not sure if it really exists over there, but we shall continue to monitor. So, and that's it. So these are all the frontline changes report for the past 24 hours. Very significant changes and developments just in 24 hours. So anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe, and the sit rep probably will come in the 8-12 hours time. We shall see. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.